Well, hey, my friends. Welcome back to La Casita. As you can see, you guys, the crew is blowing my mind. GMC has been working for the past 2 days, and the work is like, it's phenomenal. We have gotten, obviously, a window in the Casita. We have a roof. We have walls. We have polymeric sand that went in. The parking pad, you guys. We are almost work truck ready. It is blowing my mind. Okay, I want to take you through all of the amazing updates, but starting here with my adorable window, we decided to go with a 3x4 window. This is actually just a basic, off-the-shelf, ready to grab and go window that we picked up at Home Depot. And I just felt like a 3 foot by 4 foot was just a fine dimension for me. Also, we had to take back the 4x4 window because it didn't fit in the car. Okay, I totally thought the 4x4 window would fit in my car. It did not, so we got a 3x4. And actually, I love it because this is the perfect height for a desk, to do all sorts of activities. Like, this is just a great height for me. Can we do a little dreaming? This will be the future site of my window box. I have wanted a window box for so long, and I am like this close. I'm this close to my window box dreams because I think it would be so fun to dress one up for the channel. I'm gonna hop out of my beautiful casita and I'm gonna give you an update and the lay of the land because it is looking good. Next update, my casita has walls and a roof. It is crazy. Oh my gosh, it even has fascia. I'm really blown away by just the craftsmanship, the quality, how quickly it's coming together. And I think that's the other thing about working with a wonderful contractor is it's just the right cadence, not too fast, not too slow. Every step is intentional. Okay, but I will say, I came back from work and they had just put the paper on and I was at the top of my, kind of like my upper garden looking down on it. And I was like, oh my gosh, is my door really that small? It's not. I just was tired and I had a freak out. The door actually goes to like right here. So it actually is the perfect size. But for about 30 seconds, I did freak out and I was like, oh dear Lord, how do I fix this issue? No, it's just perfect. And I do have to say, the other reason that I'm going with those like circular sconces is because I'm going to open this door all the way up. So you can kind of imagine if I have a door that's actually coming to like right here, that sconce, I still want it to be kind of a low profile. And also I feel like opening the door and having still a little bit of the casita left when that door is fully open, that's just like a much nicer reveal. Friends, welcome to Brian's project. These are 1x6 cedar boards, and what we've done is we've already put 2 coats of a spar urethane, or other Brian has. I'll link the product that we used below. We've been really happy with it. We actually used it in our front soffit area, but essentially we put a couple coats down. This one looks white because Brian's actually going back and sanding the finish, and then we'll go back again with more of the spar urethane. The reason that we're doing this is because there's a slight reveal, a slight overhang that goes all the way around La Casita. And what we wanted to do is we love the warmth of the wood. We feel like it ties into the wood decking below. But the other thing it does is since we have a wood soffit on the front of the house, it ties that material language together. And this is something I've talked about before, but what are the materials that we're using throughout this property that we call home? And how do we make it all sing the same song? And so this is just like, for me, I love a wood soffit. So this will get a couple more coats and then it'll go up tomorrow. And the warmth of this wood will tie down to that little metallic bronze interior of our light fixture, and then the warmth will pick up again in the deck that we're going to build off of the front of La Casita. Quick update here. Now that we have a beautiful dry day, the crew has gone in and put in polymeric sand. This is super easy to do. This could be a homeowner special without issue, but essentially what you do is you have this sand and you sweep it into all of the cracks. And there's a polymer in there that is activated when you water it down. So essentially, I can actually link a video where we did this up on the old patio. That was a super fun project, but you just sweep it all in, making sure to get it in every single little crevice. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll even like squish it down a little bit with the bristles of my broom. And then what you do is, of course, you want to make sure all of the tops of your pavers are clean once you're done spreading your polymeric sand. Then what you do is you come in with your hose and you spray it all down. And the water activates the polymer in this sand, and it basically creates a nice little protective barrier. Because really, the time that you're going to have weeds grow is if a weed seed sets down on this and then sprouts. But with the polymeric sand, the seeds can't actually get down in here and grow. So it's a really nice kind of preventative thing so that you don't have weeds growing in all of these cracks. And this is something that you might want to redo every couple years. And if you do happen to pressure wash your patio, it's at that point that you also want to redo your polymeric sand, because pressure washing will blast this sucker just completely clean. Okay, parking pad update. This is insane. They already have half of it laid out, which is like, oh yeah, great, they're cooking right along. But really, this represents such a minor fraction of the work that the guys put in. Now, because Elias knows the size of my vehicles, what I'm going to be driving on here, he excavated down a massive base for me. And then what they did is, so they excavated down, I want to say, it was over a foot. It was almost 1.5 feet. And they put in layer upon layer upon layer of crushed base. And with each layer they brought in, they compacted that sucker so that as I'm in here with heavier product, bigger weight vehicles. Now, this may be overkill for some, but this is where it's super important to communicate with your contractor what you're going to be doing. And Elias knows me, so he knows I want to pull into this little parking spot with a vehicle that's like 6,000 plus pounds. And then in addition, I'm going to load that sucker down full of beautiful plant material for my clients. And so he went heavy duty. We have a massive compacted base here, and these pavers are set at a 90-degree herringbone, which locks it in super, super tight. So I'm not going to have sinking and I'm not going to have shifting when I'm in here with a work truck. Also, it's super pretty and the 90-degree herringbone matches the landing that we created coming down into our former flower garden. Oh, can I also say something really exciting? And this is where maybe I'm a little bit of a nerd, but when you live in an older home, and please like tell me I'm not the only person down in the comments below, you just uncover some things. When you buy an old home, you see things that maybe aren't done up to code. And so one thing that we were concerned about was our rockery back here, because this is an old 40s rockery. Well, what ended up happening is as we excavated down, it was like those boulders that they used for that first course, they kept going down and down and down, and we didn't even hit the bottom. And I can't even tell you what a relief that is to me and my heart, because I know that we have just a beautifully secure wall behind us that has already stood for almost 100 years. Also, we found a cute little brick parking pad buried underneath all of that gravel. And actually what's funny is you can tell this is the old 40s and 50s brick that they used. It's actually kind of a smaller one. It's like standard brick sizing. So it's not the longer ones that you see in the 50s and 60s, but it does have that little kind of like broken edge detail that a lot of them have. So we're going to keep this, and I'm going to find a little sneaky spot in the garden because I love keeping treasures like this as an homage to how far our home has come and the hard work of the homeowners that have come before us. So what is next, you might ask? Well, my dear sweet cameraman will be headed to the hardware store after we wrap up because we are getting insulation for La Casita. That was actually one of the questions many of you had. Will we insulate? And the answer is Oh, heck yeah, because we want to be warm and toasty this winter. Also, this week, the door will go in. In fact, Elias was picking up my hardy siding today. I am freaking out. So we have insulation. The floor is going in. Our siding is going on. The door will go in this week. The parking pad will be done in the next 2 days. Oh my gosh, there's so much happening. It is crazy. Also, a lot of you had questions about, for example, if I had planned for wiring for a fountain. First and foremost, you lovely garden friends, I could smooch you all because I love that you were dreaming of this for me, because that is a dream that I have. In fact, it's something Brian and I have talked about. So while I will not be getting a fountain this year, it is very, very likely we will have a fountain next year or the year after. And the preparation for that starts now. So here's where you come in. If you have Casita questions, if you have renovation questions, please drop them down in the comments below, because next week I'm going to invite Elias back on the channel and we are going to do a video answering all of your questions, because he really is just my right-hand man and the genius behind how all of these dreams have come to fruition. And yes, my little window on the Casita, it does have a screen, but we took it out for dramatic effect. So that's going to do it for me today. Go on, get out of here. I'm going to hang out in my Casita. Bye. I almost forgot. Say hello to your garden for me. Bye.